Okay, I promise we are done with the overcomplicated math. The last two videos have been confusing, at least for me. Maybe it was easy for you, but for now, the next videos are gonna be more fun, more simple. So, to jog our memory, in the previous video, we added movement behavior to our enemy formation. Slowly going downwards towards our player. But right now we only get one formation, and that's at the start of the runtime. In this video, we'll fix that by creating an endless amount of waves. So, for example, the wave at the start spawns, a little time passes, and then another wave spawns. The basic logic will be this. There will be two conditions that will be leading to a new wave spawning. Either a timer that we will create in a minute, a timer expires, or second condition, all the enemy instances are destroyed. In these two conditions, or enemy behaviors, spawn wave, actually hold on, enemy manager's spawn wave method is called again. Alright, let's start adding today's video's variables. We have a move speed, directions, bounds. Now we're gonna add a timer. Spawn timer. We'll set this to a minute. And then we'll create a second time. Next spawn timer. Now we're gonna update our update method. We're gonna write some new lines in it. We'll create an if statement and we're gonna write our two conditions in it. The first one being the timer we set up expiring. So we'll write time delta time is bigger than next spawn timer. We're gonna assign a value to this in a minute. It is empty right now, but we're gonna assign it later. And then we're gonna add the second condition. However, the second condition isn't gonna be an and. No, it's gonna be a or. So if the second condition happens, or the first condition happens. The second condition is that another wave will be spawned if all the enemies are destroyed. If there are no enemies in the scene. So to portray that, we'll write transform child count equals to 0. When this happens, when these conditions are met, we're gonna call our spawn wave method. We need to make some adjustments to our spawn wave as well. Before creating the new wave, we need to reset the formation back to the center. And then we're gonna clean up all the children, the old enemies, so they don't pile up in the hierarchy. The same thing we did with the player's bullets. Starting off, at the start of spawn wave, we're gonna write transform position center position. There we go. And then before we create a new wave, we're gonna remove any old children, any old enemy instances or enemy manager may have. So we'll write transform child in transform will destroy child. Actually, not just child, will destroy child's game object. There we go. And then in order to create a loop, because spawn wave is called when next spawn timer has run out, we're gonna reset our next spawn timer. So at the end of our spawn wave method, we'll write next spawn timer equals to time delta time, and we'll add to that, what's its name, spawn timer. So let's say that. Oh, actually, hold on. Actually, instead of time delta time, we'll instead use another method, which is time, which is pretty much a stopwatch. So while time delta time represents the time, the tiny amount of time between one frame and the other, but on the other hand, time continues counting the seconds since the start of the runtime. So time is what we need, not time delta time. Let's do the same adjustment here. Okay, I think that's it. Right now, our spawn timer is 60 seconds. Let's pull it to something smaller, like 5 seconds, so that we can test it and see how this spawning system works. We are going back to our editor. Ideally, what should happen if there is no errors is that at the start of the runtime, the first formation will be spawned, it will start to move, and then after 5 seconds, the enemy instances will be removed and replaced by a new wave, a new formation. Let's see if it works that way. We have our first formation here, and after 5 seconds, there we go, it changed. Now we have an endless wave of enemies.